contrasting styles of these two teams are what's going to make this game fun.
And they've had some excellent games. I mean, some of the really close and tight fought games are between these two teams.
This is going to be a fun one here this afternoon.
Derrick, bring it down the house!
Great ball movement from the Lady Panther.
That was nice.
Rivaldo can just do so many things. It's so athletic.
You mentioned earlier in the game, Pat, how you really like this freshman. I can see why.
The Brighton Bengals
Are the Division II state champions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury as we bring you coverage of the 2018 Boys BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. As tonight, the McCormack Panthers will be taking on the Mildred Bulldgos. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, it's always fun to see Boston's basketball future here at the Middle School Basketball Championships. And we have seen some very competitive boys middle school championships over the years.
Over the years, it's been tight games, well competed. Every once in a while, you'll get a blow up. That's going to happen. But tonight, on paper at least, the way these I'm looking at these rosters, this might be a backcourt battle all the way.
No question.
You talk about McCormack and Mildred, and they have some backcourt players who love to go to the basket, love to draw fouls. Now, the key is they got to stay out of foul trouble so they can stay in the game.
Now, first you look at the Mildred Bulldogs, who are undefeated coming into this game, and one of their best players, like you mentioned, James Redrick, who likes to take it to the basket, as you said.
Well, again, he's a very aggressive offensive player. Had 26 points in the last game, so
right.
His teammates are going to be looking to him to get them started, and especially at this age, because you're talking about 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. The 8th graders on the boys' side usually dominate, but at some point in the game, whether it's foul trouble or the way things are going, you have to put a 7th grader in, or you might have to put a 7th grader in who may not expect to go in, but you have to depend on them, maybe for only a couple of minutes. So it's going to be key to if the 8th graders for both sides can get the crowd out of their heads, get the cameras out of their heads, right, and just play their usual game. If that's the case, it'll be pretty even, pretty competitive.
No question. Meanwhile, on the other side, for the McCormack, we have a spotlight player tonight, and it's going to be David Balania. He had a fantastic semifinal game for the McCormack, and he's another guy that can really take it to the hoop.
Well, like I said, similar to Redrick, Balania, you see he's long, but very deceptive. Gets to the basket with ease. One of those players who looks like he's not really going as fast as it seems, but he gets there, beats you on a quick dribble play like there, and he also can pull up from the outside and shoot. So there you go right there, three-pointer. So it's one of those situations, like I said, I really think it's going to be a backcourt battle. I think the coaches think it may line up that way, so it's going to be a matter of which of these two guys who we're highlighting are going to really be able to get off to a good start and get their teammates involved, most importantly, to keep the game really balanced.
Hey, look at Balania in the semifinal game, 22 points overall. He had 10 points in overtime when they defeated the Tobin in that overtime semifinal game. So he was really the catalyst in that extra period to will this team to the championship game. So we'll see.
Exactly. And so this atmosphere does have an effect on players. Well, sometimes they step up even more than what they did in the semifinals. Other times it may take them a few minutes to get the jitters out. So we'll see how it goes to start this game.
Yeah, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Arensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Guys, it's the second time these two teams have met this year. Early this year at Mildred pulled off an 8 or 9 point victory thanks to their press. April Roberts, the head coach of this McCormack team, said that her team has faced presses all season long, but the issue in facing Mildred's is that not only do they provide some unique looks, it's a very physical press. She said the referees could have a hand in how this game is decided, depending on just how much physicality is allowed. The other thing, though, she feels very confident not only in the work that her team has put in at practice in breaking presses, but also the fact that her team has seen this team before. She's seen some of the presses that they've put out, and they'll do a much better job of recognizing the different looks and adjusting at a quicker pace. We'll see if it works out for McCormack here as they try to upset this Mildred team that's already defeated last year's champions in the semifinal round. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth, and that's a good point by him. Mildred taking down last year's middle school champion, Frederick, in the semifinals, so you know they're feeling good, undefeated coming into this game.
No doubt about that, and there's always a bit of confidence when you've already played a team during the season. middle school, of course, has a much shorter schedule,
Sure.
so the most you're going to do is play a team once. Okay, now it just happens that they've earned their way through the playoffs to this championship matchup. But for the most part, the coaches realize these players are young enough that they can forget what happened the first time they played.
Sure.
And just like Seth said, all right, the press was effective, but after you practice, and then at this age, a lot of times coaches will put 6 players out there defensively on the press just to make sure that you know how to use your press breaker right.
Well, we'll see if that press breaker practice that these teams have had can help them in this championship game where you know everything's going to be kind of on top of them and very intense defensively. It's the boys' 2018 middle school basketball championship between the McCormack and the Mildred. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from the Shelburne Center in Roxbury right after these words. Don't go away.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Got a quarter?
got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury for the boys' 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. Tonight, it's the McCormack Panthers taking on the Mildred Bulldgos. First, we're going to take a look at our starting lineups for the McCormack. It's Balania, Searcy, Tippins, Garcia, and Rodriguez-Grulin. Meanwhile, for the Mildred, it's Way, Redrick, Gale, Charles, and Perry.
Well, like we said, Pat, it seemed pretty even. I mean, they played the first game, and like Coach Roberts admitted for McCormack, that they allowed the press of Mildred out to give them a lot of problems. So we'll see if that changes this game. And again, like I said, the guard play for both teams is very strong.
We know that their guards can definitely take it to the basket. Good luck. So just about set to go here at the Shelburne Center in Roxbury as the Mildred undefeated. Coming into this one, you see the McCormack in the light blue jerseys in the black trim. Meanwhile, the Mildred in the white jerseys and the royal blue trim. And the McCormack controls the opening tap. Bayania has it for McCormack, but it's poked away by the Mildred.
Both teams want an up-tempo pace.
Ball deflected, but Mildred hangs on to it. Now we got a jump ball at the top of the key. That's going to stay with the Mildred.
Good defense of the double team that's on by Tippins for McCormack.
Here you see Redrick with the top of the key. Redrick with an open look on the baseline, trying to feed it inside. Nice up and under move for the bucket that time from Jonathan Charles.
Charles has that size, knows how to use that length of his.
Tippins can't score off the window, and it's Redrick who comes away with it. Redrick with the acrobatic shot, and he'll get 2 free throws.
Well, like we said, Redrick loves to go to the basket, gets a lot of his points at the foul line. We can expect to see a lot more of that this game.
Redrick with 26 points in the team semifinals. Knocks down both free throws. 4-0 start for the Mildred. Baiania losing it, on the wing, and it's poked away once again. Three-pointer, no good that time from the Mildred. Baiania gets fouled on the sideline. No, he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, we talked about some early jitters, Pat. I think we're seeing that with Baiania. He's trying to do a little too much. A couple of turnovers early, but I'm sure he'll settle down. So we're seeing McCormack really want to get out in their fast break. Another foul that time to stop the action. Foul on Mildred.
Tippins off the handoff, and now he gets it poked away. Try to get it up to Redrick on the break, and it's going to stay with the Mildred. Good,
I tell you, excellent
tough basket inside from Jonathan Charles.
Jonathan, you don't see many middle schoolers listed 6 feet. He's one of them, and he knows how to use that length.
McCormack trying to feed it inside, but they couldn't quite hang on the post. Redrick again looking for Charles inside. That one a little too high for him. Scramble for the loose ball now, and it's picked up by Baiania. He's having trouble staying on his feet. Getting fouled on his way to the basket for the McCormack was Jamari Searcy.
Nice quick move right by Searcy. He knew he had a disadvantage with the height, but his quickness got him that foul call. We talked about the game going back and forth. Both want to sort of force the action. We've already had 6 steals here in the first 3 minutes.
Substitution for the Mildred as Kyle Gailey comes off the floor. Searcy no good on that second free throw. There's still a 5-point lead for McCormack. Runner no good that time. Charles no good on the putback, gets his own rebound. Ball gets deflected again.
There's another held ball. I tell you, these kids, you talk about energy, excitement in the first couple of minutes, going after every loose ball. We already had a couple of jump balls.
Baiania snuck out on the break and gets fouled. And we'll get 2 more free throws for McCormack.
That was the quickness we talked about. Baiania was able to get open floor for the first time this game. Couldn't make the layup, but he'll get 2 free throws.
And Baiania knocks down the first. We talk about high school coaches coming out of these games as usual. Dennis Wilson with the front row seat.
Front row seat wants to see both teams. Here's the assistant coach David Palacios talking to one of the
Mildred players as Balania knocks down both free throws, so it cuts the Mildred lead back down to 3 midway through the first quarter. Feeded inside. Shot deflected on the inside by the McCormack.
Good steal.
Tippins. And he gets fouled right around half court. I think it's going to be on Redrick.
Seen a lot of energy by Byron Tippins. He created one of the jump balls, got a couple steals already, got 1 steal already, and that's actually helped the offense. There's another held ball.
And that's going to go back to the Mildred. Yeah, Tippins had 20 points in the semifinals game, so it was really Balania and
you can see he's really active. He's very active.
Tippins.
It's like a 1-3-1 zone for McCormack. They're trying to take away those wing jump shots.
Gailey coming back in the game for the Mildred as Shelton Francois takes a seat. And they'll go back to the McCormack.
Good defense. Poked the ball away off the foot of Mildred Ave.
Yeah, Rashad Way had trouble going to the basket. And that's going to be a 5-second violation, I believe, on the McCormack.
The timeout first.
Take a timeout.
First.
They did get the timeout here with 2:26.
This is where Coach Roberts is saying, listen, we went through this. We knew it was coming. What did we practice? Where are you supposed to be? And it's just a reminder, because you don't want to waste too many timeouts on a press breaker. But it's early enough in the game. This is key because we just started with 6-3.
Yeah, it sort of sets the tone for the press breaker going forward.
Definitely, right.
You see Coach David Palacios, who's always at the Mildred Ave Community Center. Anytime we go there, we see David.
Yeah, BNBL, middle school, you're right. And so he loves developing young players. I know he's excited to have this team.
So right now you're looking at the McCormack, and they got 3 points off of 3 free throws, where it seems like the Mildred has gotten some easier opportunities.
Oh, much easier. I mean, the quick hands from McCormack have actually prevented some of the putbacks because the offensive rebounding, Jonathan Charles did an excellent job rebounding on both ends. There's a press breaker there.
And seriously lost it out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the McCormack here.
Good deflection.
And good hustle by both teams as McCormack is able to hang on to this possession. Bayania then gets fouled from behind as Redrick is going for a steal.
Well, Seth mentioned to us that Coach Roberts thinks it depends on how the game is called. See, when you're swinging for the ball from behind the dribbler, a lot of times you'll get a call. You get the call that time. First couple of times in the game, there was no call. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way.
Yeah, seriously, no good on that 3, but the rebound was chased down that time from Rashad Way. Gailey now inside, and that goes out of bounds off of Mildred.
Yeah, you had a big fellow down there just wasn't expecting the ball to Andre Smith.
Here comes Tippins. Nice drive to the bucket.
Big finish.
First field goal for McCormack comes with 1:18 left to go in the first quarter. 6-5 lead for Mildred.
Well, I'd say the lack of scoring is not because of the lack of effort. It's because of good defense.
And the big fella gets the basket.
Yeah, Andre that time. You mentioned the 6-footer Charles. Andre's 6'3". So
you mentioned the size on Charles, and then you look at Andre.
Yeah, I'd say you don't see it that often, not in middle school.
Andre would have been the tallest player on Tech Boston.
I was going to say, right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if the height does play a factor later on in the game. And so far, the pace has been what's been the real issue.
Andre no good on that free throw. Now it's Searcy trying to save it, but it's going to go back to Mildred here with under a minute left to go in the first quarter.
So that adrenaline's flying with all these kids. Pass like that is something you make normally during the course of the season. You give your teammate a wide open jump shot. Good job again. That time, Bellanias. Bellanias getting himself sort of into the game, I think. After those first few turnovers to start things out, now I think he's starting to feel himself. There's a shot right there.
Searcy for three off the back rim for the McCormack. Good hustle that time.
Good job.
Here's Garcia. Now inside it's Tippins.
I say, you're right, Pat. Give that hoop to Garcia because he fought two defenders to get that rebound.
And Redrick tries a half-court shot at the end of the quarter, so good run that time by the Mildred, but McCormack can climb back into it. They are now down by just one as the score is now 8-7 at the end of the first quarter here at the Boys Middle School Basketball Championship. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words. Don't go away.
Red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury for the 2018 Boys BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. Mildred lead the McCormack 8-7. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly follow us on Facebook. Search for Game of the Week in Boston. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Nice move inside by Redrick, but he traveled with the basketball.
Good defense.
Go back to the McCormack.
Lost his dribble and got double teamed, forced the extra step.
Here comes Bayania. It's stolen right back by Redrick. Redrick down the other end, and they're going to call a stuff by the McCormack.
Yep.
And it's going to be a travel that time on the shot way. So he did a hop before he took that shot.
McCormack stepped up the defense a lot. I mean, both teams started out playing good defense, but McCormack the last couple of minutes has really stepped up and just taken away shots from Mildred.
Off the up fake. The runner from Tippins is good.
He sort of forced it up. I'd say he sort of forced it up, but he had the patience to get it off under pressure.
First lead of the game now for McCormack, as Tippins has all three field goals. Turnover at the top of the key. And it's poked away that time by Tippins. Here comes Bayania. The pass was just a little too high that time for Rodriguez-Gruen.
I think McCormack overall is feeling a little better about themselves because they're creating some opportunities with their defense.
Charles off the up fake.
Oh, good double team. Good double team. It's going to be a held ball again.
That'll go back to the McCormack.
That time Charles made the right move, but once he tried to spin back into the lane, double team came and able to grab the ball freely.
Tippins off the up fake, inside.
Nice.
What a block by Charles.
I'll tell you, both ends, if you go up, if you're going to go up for a lip, you'll go quick.
Quick and strong.
One of these guys are going to find it.
Hustle that time by Rodriguez-Gruen.
Second time we've seen him fight for a rebound.
That's right, that's Garcia down on the floor.
Good job.
stolen away that time by Way. And then Way gets fouled on his way to the basket. It's going to be Vianney called for the blocking foul. Rashad Wade now with 4 steals, and this time he gets rewarded with 2 shots at the charity stripe.
We've been 9-8 for like almost 2 minutes now.
Way no good on the second, but Charles fighting for another rebound. Gailey for 3. That one pulled in by Rodriguez Brewer. Here comes Vianney. Looking for some space off the crossover and got it deflected.
Nice save.
Saves it to Garcia, and now seriously going to slow it up at the moment for McCormack. And now it's poked away.
Like the 4th time we've seen that ball poked away from behind by Mildred. That's actually part of their press. When they decide to double team, if you beat someone with the dribble, you're going to come from behind and knock it away. Nice give and go. Nice
beautiful play to Rashad Way inside. And it's going to be a travel there on Searcy. It's going to go back to Mildred.
So now we're seeing Mildred pick up their defense.
Pointer on the way, that's off the top of the backboard. Way coming away with it. Now it's Searcy with the loose ball. And we had Vianney, and now he gets it off the up fake. Vianney gets the basket and the foul for the McCormack.
I'll tell you, a good play to stay with it. It looked like Vianney had actually lost control.
Out of bounds. It'll stay with the Mildred. Nobody home on that pass, and now it's Garcia trying to get the loose ball.
So we've had more held balls in this first half than any game in a long time. But it's effort. It's honest effort. So the officials they're rewarding it by not calling a lot of the touch fouls.
Gailey for 3, and that time he splashes one home. That's poked away by Way. Rashad Way. They lost it on the way up. They're gonna say that it was deflected out of bounds. Redrick. It's going to stay with Mildred. Substitution as the big fella, Andre Smith, comes back in.
Well, the long fella. I wouldn't call him big, but he's long.
Dane Perry heads to the bench.
Size inside, if Mildred wants to go inside.
Redrick tries for a triple. Charles with another rebound inside to Smith. And it's going to stay with the Mildred. Continue to create their own opportunities.
They are. They're using that height well. They really are.
Gailey tried to throw it off.
Again, but you know what? But that was a good play by Garcia again. Jaden realized that the ball was trying to deflect the ball off of him. Instead, he stayed with it, was able to find it.
Tippins trying to get it inside to Rodriguez, and that'll stay with McCormack. And it's poked away by Redrick. It'll stay with McCormack here. Minute 20 left to go before halftime, so they do stop the clock.
Last 2 minutes. Yeah.
Pioneer for three, just doesn't fall for him. Smith going after the loose ball.
Travel. I'd say under the backboard, it doesn't matter what size you are. All these kids are going after the ball. It's amazing.
Garcia gets fouled, so we'll get 2 free throws.
Jay's done a good job coming in the game. He's a lot of energy, staying around the ball, and also taking a lot of contact against the bigger players for Mildred.
And he banks home the first free throw. See Coach Roberts. Can't get the second, so a 1-point game here with just over a minute left in the first half. Gay with a deep three, unable to connect on that one. Gailey rattles that one home. That's his second three of the half. Extends the Mildred lead to 4 with just under a minute to go in the second quarter. Searcy trying to fire it inside and will stay with the McCormack. That's tapped away by Way. Here comes Rashad off the steal.
That's about the 4th bad pass that we've seen, just sort of lackadaisical.
A 5-0 run here for the Mildred. They have extended their lead to 6 here just before halftime. Tippins on the drive. Can't score off the window. Tippins going after the loose ball. Put back no good. Rodriguez, Grulon to Tippins. That one no good. 7 seconds to go before halftime. Way, Redrick, and Smith had a chance.
Smith thought the buzzer was going to go off.
He was waiting for the buzzer to go off. 6-point lead here for the Mildred at the half. They went on a nice 5-0 run in the second quarter.
It was total energy, you're right. They got back and forth. It's like both teams had some defensive bursts and some defensive lapses, but that's why we have this 6-point game, because that last 5 points in a row by Mildred put them ahead.
Great intensity from both teams, especially on the defensive side there in the first half. They're going to cool off right now here at the half, and we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we will have the third quarter of the 2018 Boys BPS Middle School Basketball Championship from the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. Right after these words, folks, don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can
intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury. We're at the half of the boys' 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. Right now, the Mildred has a 6-point lead over the McCormack, and the McCormack's head coach, Roberts, is with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by McCormack head coach, April Roberts. Coach, you were within 1 point, then that 5-0 run. Seems like you're extremely competitive at this point. Just haven't been able to slow down those threes and maybe converting up on the offensive end. What was your message to your team at the start of halftime?
I think our team just needs to settle down a little bit and really concentrate and just make the easy shots. We're making the game a little bit more complicated than it has to be right now. So it's one of those things where our nerves, we're beating ourselves right now.
You're one of the few coaches I've ever heard say, don't necessarily make the pass, just go, beat your man, and it makes sense against this press. Your guards certainly have the capabilities. Is it just more getting into that mindset of attack?
Right, because they're big up front, and so they want us to overpass. They got long arms, they're athletic, and they want to get in the passing lanes and try to deflect the shot and go down and score at the other end. So our guards are skilled enough and extremely, really good ball handlers, so we are encouraging them to split the defense and go to the basket like we've been doing all year.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. And Coach Roberts saying to our players, don't worry about the press breaker. Just go if you get a lane, right?
Well, it's a comfortable message because most players want to do that. That's their instinct. But again, you've played this team before. You lost because of the press, and you're still struggling now. I mean, there were some lackadaisical passes that really made it easy for Mildred to get some of those steals and layups.
No question. One thing you can say about McCormack is that they've played in tight games. They had an overtime game in the semifinals, so they're no stranger to these type of contests. Let's take a look at the halftime stats before we start the third quarter here at the Shelburne Center. And first up, it's the McCormack.
Yeah, for McCormack, you have Gale with 6 and Childs with 4. 9 rebounds by Childs, using that length of his. Way with 3 rebounds, then a couple of assists between Childs and Gale.
Let's take a look at the Mildred's halftime stats.
Tippins with 6. Bellania, a little low for him with only 4 points. She'll pick it up in the second half. Yeah, Rodriguez grew with 4 rebounds. Bellania with a couple of rebounds. And then Bellania and Sis, you have to get more assists if their team is going to come back in this game and try to get a win.
No question. You see the McCormack stats there at the end of the stats pages there. And I think you mentioned, turnovers and not great passes and lackadaisical passes.
Well, that's what they got to stop because a lot of them we saw a floating pass right before the end of halftime. They were stolen and went in for an easy layup. And then the other thing is the offensive rebounding because of the length inside for Mildred. They're giving their team second chances. As a matter of fact, both of the 3-point shots in that second quarter by Mildred came on second chance opportunities.
So we're just about ready to start the third quarter here at the Shelburne Center, and the McCormack will start off with the basketball.
That's an example of what Coach Avery was talking about. Yeah.
There you go, Rodriguez drooling with a putback.
All set up by the strong drive to the basket.
Good layup inside there from Rashad Way, who had a good first half for Mildred.
If you press return off the ball, you can't dribble through, you got to pass the ball.
Now it's Searcy. And we got a 10-second violation on McCormack. So that'll go back to the Mildred.
Not sure why the McCormack players are reluctant to throw the ball down court. The entire press is in the backcourt.
Searcy trying to wrestle it away from Charles. Good hustle by the little guy.
That's what I was saying earlier in the first half. Doesn't matter which size you are. All these players are going for the ball.
Charles off the up fake, trying to carve out space.
Nice block.
Tippins is
going to be a foul on Charles. Yeah, Charles. He was frustrated, thought he got hit on his shot, but that was good deep. Then he came back and grabbed. See, watch this press. All 5 players are here in the backcourt. That's the first time. That's the first time they got the ball into the front court, the initial pass.
Searcy with the pull-up jumper, and it's Redrick who pulls down the rebound, and then it's Rodriguez Grulin with the foul. And James Redrick, who scored 26 in the semifinals, just with 2 points so far in this one, but his team with a 6-point lead. Give and go from Rashad Way, who couldn't squeeze that one in. Charles couldn't put it home either. That's knocked out of bounds by Tippin, so it'll stay with the Mildred. Open look for Way, and that time it goes off the back rim. And that'll go back to the McCormack.
There's a split dribble right there. Got 3-on-1.
Tippin straight to the goal for the layup.
Had an open teammate on the right side if he didn't go strong.
And runner no good. And a scramble for the loose ball inside, and a good hustle. That time by Dane Perry to get the offensive rebound for Mildred.
Rodriguez Grulin calls for a foul on that one.
It's going to be a delay game on Rodriguez Grulin. He's tried to swipe at the player out of bounds, trying to tip the ball. Good pass inside, but it was blocked inside by McCormack. Searcy gets grabbed right around the sideline.
Charles, that's an important foul. Let's see if it's on Charles. Because that inadvertent trip.
Pioneer slicing inside, couldn't get the runner. Foul on Searcy. Charles trying to bully his way inside. Now it's Redrick. Back up top. Way no good, but Charles with another rebound for the Mildred. Pioneer got nailed in the face.
The rebound action, another that scramble, another reaching foul. Still a 4-point game with all this action go back and forth.
It seems like the score should be a lot higher with how much work these guys have been doing. But the defense has been so good. That's going to go off of Searcy back to Mildred.
The McCormack guards are really hurting them. They're trying to set their offense up.
Mildred has only scored one basket this quarter.
Well, most of the activity has been on the defensive end.
Perry trying to carve out space.
Yeah.
Yep,
good job. He had a double team with Garcia and Rodriguez grew him.
Searcy knocks down the corner jumper.
Makes it a 1-point game.
Perry tries for the jumper, no good. And now it's Way who once again sneaks in there for the rebound. He'll get 2 free throws.
Yeah, Garcia on the foul.
Knocks down the first. Rashad's the only one that's actually scored points in this quarter for Mildred. He now has 3 in the quarter. Has 7 total. Make that 8. So Way with both free throws extends the lead to 3. Charles again getting on the offensive glass. That time they're going to call it over the back.
That's either 3 or 4 on Charles. They got 4 fouls on Charles.
Charles and his 13 rebounds now have to head to the bench. Pioneer with a little bit of space scores off the window. As soon as Charles goes out, Pioneer goes to the lane.
He forced the action, but he was able to convert.
Redrick throwing up a prayer, and Smith on the putback. Andre Smith with the basket and 1.
Watch him make up for not getting that shot off at the end of the first half.
Well, he knows he got that one off. Now he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Again, one of the toughest things for coaches at this age to teach fellas to box out first before you go for the ball. That time, Smith was able to just get that with his length because he wasn't boxed out. Back to a 3-point lead for Mildred.
Redrick on the break. Just can't buy a bucket right now. Smith going after another offensive rebound. He's going to stay with the Mildred. We shouldn't even announce the hell balls because they're just going to happen anyway.
That's how this game's
going. Given. Good cut by Perry, but he couldn't squeeze it home. Now here comes Searcy, trying to beat everybody down the floor. And he got fouled on his way to the rim.
See, McCormack really wants to, they want to pick the pace up. They just can't get enough rebounds to get going.
Searcy will now get 2 free throws, trying to cut into this Mildred 3-point lead. He cannot hit the first. Rattles home the second 2-point ball game under a minute to go in the third quarter. McCormack with a chance to tie or take the lead. Rodriguez drooling. It's a nice move, but he couldn't quite put it home. Tippins comes away with the steal. And then he's fouled by Rashad Way.
I don't think I've ever seen defensive plays keep a team in the game as much as this happened here with McCormack. I mean, they're struggling on offense to get anything really going. There's some travel there. But their defensive energy has kept it a 2-point game.
Smith there. Inside, yeah, took an extra
He had
step.
the right idea, too. I think what happened was he was expecting some contact. There was none there, so he took the extra step. That might be key for the fourth quarter.
Pioneer just before the buzzer. And after the third, it's the Mildred with a 2-point lead over the McCormack, 24-22. And you mentioned the defense, Alan, but that was certainly a great defensive effort by both squads there in the third quarter. And our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, has got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Mildred has the lead, but they have a pair of players who look a little bit banged up. Jonathan Charles has the trainer working on his hand. It looked like it was a previous injury. He should be back, but he missed the final couple seconds of that third quarter. Also, Kyle Gale might have had a head injury. Right now, some people are attending to him. He might not be back in this game. So a couple of injuries for a team that is a little bit deeper than the McCormack, but something to watch for in this pivotal fourth quarter. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. And when you have a couple of guys go down, you know, as Seth mentioned, Mildred is deep, but certainly players that you don't want to lose. I mean, these guys have both been very productive.
Right, and also Charles, the big fella, with 4 fouls. He'll be out in the final 8 minutes of the game.
So Charles out with foul trouble, Gale out with a head
Gale's
injury.
over there with his mother, so. If anything will get him back, it will be his mother.
Right.
So, we'll see. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's not anything like a concussion or anything like that. Any type of head injury, you got to make sure that you're okay before you head back in.
Definitely got to be careful.
Two-point lead for the Mildred to start the fourth quarter. Another turnover from McCormack, but Rodriguez-Grulin gets it right back. Tippins forcing the action. He'll get 2 free throws.
It's on Charles. He's gone. Let's see, free throws with a chance to tie the game.
Tippins knocks that one down. 5 for 8 from the free throw line. One is the McCormack. It must have been on Perry.
Yeah, because
Charles still in there. Tippins 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's now got 10 points to lead the McCormack, and we're tied up at 24 here to start off the fourth quarter. Way. Now it's Perry with a corner 3 off the front rim. Searcy comes away with it. Searcy gets a shot blocked by Charles, and he might have been stepping out of bounds.
Yeah, when he got the rebound after the block, he's out of bounds. Good job by Charles to avoid a foul.
Searcy step back 3, and that goes off the top of the backboard. Put back no good from Rodriguez-Grulin. Stolen away by Searcy. And now it's tapped right back to Mildred. Redrick. He'll get 2 free throws. James Redrick with a frustrating afternoon.
You're right, he's used to being a high scorer, but this afternoon, he's just having a tough time.
And no good on the first free throw is James Redrick.
Because you never expect to have a situation where a player who scores over 20 points in a semifinal game only has 2 in the fourth quarter of a championship game and it's still a tie game.
He misses both free throws, but then gets it back. Tries to feed it inside the way.
That shot
was blocked by Garcia, but tapped back in. Didn't quite see who got the tap in, but 2-point lead for the Mildred. That was Charles with the tap in. Tippins back down the other end. And that could be number 5 on James Charles. Or Jonathan Charles, excuse me.
We got a break again. They called that one away.
Tippins no good on the first. Knocks down the second. He's got 11 now from McCormack. 1-point game. There was 6:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mildred going to call a timeout. 6:32 left. Leading by 1.
I think one of the messages during the timeout is to Charles. He's still got 6.5 minutes to go. They're going to need him down the stretch. So it's one thing to be aggressive defensive play and look for blocked shots, but right now you want position. You don't necessarily need blocked shots. You need position and rebounding.
And for McCormack, conversely, you want to go at Charles to get him into that fifth foul, to get him out of the game. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can search for Game of the Week here in Boston on Facebook. A lot of good updates and pictures and videos that we post up on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Coming out of the timeout, Mildred will have the basketball, a 1-point lead here with 6:32 left to go in the fourth quarter of the 2018 Boys Boston Public Middle School Basketball Championship. Sometimes we do these games, you forget that they're in middle school. These guys are so athletic and such
really
good players. Redrick with a runner. Gets his own rebound inside to Way. Way gets it back and he's fouled by Garcia. Shot Way putting in the work.
Well, the rebound there, I tell you, we talked about Charles earlier. Good shot away.
There's the first. Substitution for McCormack, Christian Berryman coming into the game for the Panthers. It's actually the first sub for McCormack all game long. As Way knocks down the second. 3-point lead for the Mildred. Tippins with a strong drive.
Just like you said, Pat, going straight at Charles. That time Charles was smart enough to back off, but had to give the layup up.
Actual 1-point lead for the Mildred. Charles inside, scores the basket and the foul.
Nice strong move by Charles.
And Charles completes the 3-point play for the Mildred, extends their lead to 4. Searcy gets fouled right around half court.
It's going to be 1-1.
Exactly what we want to hear when you're trailing.
Yeah, I was going to say, McCormack had a chance to get back in the game with the free throw line.
Underneath. They get fouled on the Mildred was Shelton Francois, so he'll get 2 free throws.
Francois has been in there because of the foul trouble on Charles.
And he banks home the first free throw. Not hit the second. Tippins comes away with a 5-point lead for Mildred. Tippins. And he's fouled down on the block.
It is on Charles. Charles is done.
That's number 5.
Not this. 5:16 to go in the game. Charles fouls out. Up 5. You'll see.
Charles sits with 9 points, 15 boards, and 3 blocks for the Mildred. Tippins, no good on that first free throw. Tippins hits the second. Drive, that time by Wade, goes by everybody. Tippins trying to answer. Shuts it up there and it's pulled down by Perry. Way with some open floor.
Hey, forcing the action. He's looking to pass the ball, but no one came clean, so he just kept it. Ran into the defense. McCormack's really got to be careful with their offensive possessions. I mean, they did the job by getting the big defender out of the game. Charles fouls out, but you've got to take advantage of it. You can't just come down and just be jacking up shots.
Back no good from Redrick. Smith trying to work inside. Shot was deflected out of bounds. They'll stay with the Mildred. Three-pointer, no good off the back iron. Tippins comes away with it for the McCormack. Tries to fire it up the floor.
Nice steal.
Rodriguez no good on the jumper. And the Mildred calls a timeout with 4:23 left to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of early desperation by McCormack. I mean, they did a good job getting an offensive rebound, but you gotta, again, it's tough because the young players, it's tough to be able to tell them, okay, we've got to make every possession a quality shot. That's, you're down 6. I think they only hit 1-3 the whole game, so it's not like 3 points, shots going to get them back into it, but you got plenty of time. Just a little over anxious, but that's middle school.
Yeah, we see high school players, college, NBA, I mean, they all get to this point in the game where they feel like they have to do more than they really need to.
Exactly, they end up trying to do something out of like what your real talent is.
Way almost lost it out of bounds. Now it's Redrick with an open 3.
Travel there. Yeah.
Now Redrick's probably thinking, you know, I haven't scored very much in this game. I have an open shot.
That's exactly what, you're right.
When normally he'd probably fire that right up.
And all it's doing is just keeps giving McCormack more chances to get back into it. That's a travel too.
Yeah, Tippins a little over anxious there.
With all the energy both teams have expended defensively, it might just come down to executing a little bit of offense to either side. I mean, a 6-point lead right now is big.
Redrick gets it poked away. That'll stay with the Mildred. And Coach Roberts wants to call a timeout here for the McCormack. 3:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. Mildred still with a 6-point lead, and McCormack got to make a big stop right here.
I was going to say, first things first, but also I think the coaches from McCormack is concerned about coming down on offense and just sort of being a little out of control. Because with 3:09, I mean, don't forget the last couple minutes of the stop time. So, and both teams are in double bonus at this point. Every foul from now on is 2 shots. So those are things McCormack needs to know. If the guards they're doing a decent job driving to the basket. They've got to be able to continue that. Okay, McCormack has 2 timeouts left. Mildred has 1 left.
Defense extended there by McCormack, and it forces way out of bounds. Coach Doherty and Coach Palacios looking for a
well, I mean, much forearm has been let go.
Tippins, acrobatic shot, no good. Put back, and 1 for Rodriguez-Grulin.
He's been fighting all day. He's gotten a couple of offensive rebounds, putbacks. That's the first one he's had to go down.
So Steven Rodriguez-Grulin with a big play there for McCormack, can cut it down to 3 with a free throw right here.
Garcia.
Here's Rodriguez-Grulin with another big basket. Cuts it down to 2.
No shot clock, but there is a 5-second call.
Redrick forcing the action. That could roll in for him. Searcy. But take it himself, no good. Bayanilla. Put back, no good. Back to Redrick, and then he's held by Searcy. Now both teams in the double bonus, so Redrick will get 2 free throws.
Oh, it's coming down to the wire, I tell you. Both teams, I mean, this defensive pressure, it's amazing. It's been the entire 30 minutes so far.
Redrick cannot hit the first. James Redrick got the first 2 points of the game and hasn't scored since. No good on the second. McCormack with the ball, trailing by 2. Tippins. Rodriguez-Grulin just chucks it up, and he's going to get 2 free throws.
12 rebounds. And again, back to the free throw line just because of his hard work. Let's not forget, they were down 6. He scored back-to-back hoops on offensive rebounds.
Banks home the first. You got to think he wouldn't be doing this if Jonathan Charles was in there.
Exactly. Well, we put it down. 5:16 is when Charles fouled out. Ever since then, this is when Grulin's been able to come through.
Couldn't hit the second. Rebound comes down to Tippins. He lost it. Rodriguez-Grulin. Now it's poked away. Here comes Redrick. Out on the break. Gets fouled, and once again, it doesn't go down for him, but he'll get 2 more free throws.
That was, I tell you, that was a smart play defensively. You got to make guys make free throws at this point. You can't give up layups. 1-point game. Searcy on defensive play.
And seriously just fouled out.
Coach, and I like how Coach Roberts just gave him, congratulated him for making a smart play, even though he knew in his head he'd be gone. And he missed free throw, still a 1-point game.
Redrick will go to the second. Here comes Pioneer.
I guess he got ahead of steam now.
Straight to the goal. He got caught underneath the rim. Redrick now with a full head of steam. That time he scores off the window. He's been frustrated all night, but that time, James Redrick scoring the banker. He'll get one more on the N1. Gets the free throw to go, makes it a 2-possession ball game.
Okay, defensive timeout here for Mildred.
1:19 left to go. 4-point lead for the Mildred Bulldgos.
The last few minutes, they've come out of that full-court press. We might see them go right back to it now, even though one of the key guys in the press is Charles. So let's see what they used their last timeout for this huddle. So you may see them go back to that full court pressure. A little risky because we've seen McCormack go over the top a couple of times successfully. Not that often, but a couple of times they have. The coach's decision here if he wants to play straight up defense or if he really wants to try to put some pressure on the guards of McCormack, especially since they had the guard foul out. I mean, you had Searcy foul out. That's key because he's one of the ball handlers. So maybe that's why they may want to go back to that press. 4-point game though.
Just got word that Rodriguez Grulin just hurt his hand in that last play, and he's got to come out of this ball game, so he's now down on the bench.
They really have no height out there.
And forcing the action from McCormack after just getting into the game. It's number 2, Trevin Coleman. So Coleman will get a couple free throws here.
Yeah, because we had another disqualification. Dane Perry just fouled out.
Now Derek Sands in for Mildred. As Coleman knocks down the first free throw. Knocks down the second. 2 clutch free throws for Coleman.
That's something.
2-point game again. Redrick inside. Block inside by Tippin, so that'll stay with the Mildred. Rodriguez Gullen coming back in. Coming up on under a minute to go, still a 2-point lead for Mildred. Redrick. Andre Smith with the offensive rebound. A lot of contact down low. Redrick lost it on the way up. Mildred hangs on to it, however. And now Redrick is fouled with 36 seconds left.
Rebound, rebound, rebound. I tell you, these loose balls at this point, you mentioned earlier that Mildred is the deeper team, and we're seeing that play out right now. Even with 2 of their players fouled out, they still have enough activity and enough energy to get these second and third chances.
Redrick still struggling from the free throw line. Misses the first. He's now 3 for 8 from the strike. Looking to extend the lead to 3 right here, and he does. Garcia, he took an extra step. Now they're going to call it. They call timeout. It was a traveling violation on Garcia. A 3-point lead for Mildred now.
Foul again.
And the ball.
Yeah.
Rodriguez grueling with the foul, so Redrick will head back to the free throw line. And he could make it a 2-possession game with at least 1 free throw right here.
That's key. Tough break there for Garcia because he sort of got caught in no man's land. It wasn't in his shooting range, so he tried to get closer to the basket.
Right.
Just never put the ball down.
Hedrick misses the first. Boy, no good on the second. Tippins trying to get it down there quickly. And he gets it poked away. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the McCormack.
18 seconds. Who can get a shot?
Pioneer. Puts up the 3, but it goes off the back rim.
It's a travel.
That's a travel inside by Sands. He got the nice rebound, but couldn't stay on his feet.
13 seconds. Another chance for a three-point launch.
McCormack doesn't necessarily need a 3. There you see Rodriguez getting the and 1.
Just as you were calling it, Pat.
What a quarter he's had.
And again, like you said before, it goes back to Charles following up with 5 minutes to go.
That's right.
Charles was having all those rebounds.
Rodriguez Grulin now with a chance to tie it up. He cannot. It's tapped around. Mildred grabs it. And
the foul. They fouled Smith or called timeout.
So the Mildred calls timeout. 9 seconds left to go, up by 1. So you know McCormack's going to foul, or at least try to foul right away.
We're going to go for the steal first. If you don't get the steal, then you get a grab, definitely. I'll tell you, McCormack's had, Mildred's had so many chances to really ice
Put
this
away.
Right. They just keep missing. But give McCormack credit. They're hanging in there.
They have been scratching and clawing this whole second half to try to stay in it. Well, we'll see what Mildred comes up with if they try to run a play where they can at least get the ball well into their.
They want to get to one of the guards. You know, the good free throw shooters. Like you said, they're going to get grabbed whoever gets it.
Try to get it in. It's stolen away by McCormack.
Foul on Mildred.
They're fouled by the Mildred.
I'll say this is amazing, Pat. This is absolutely amazing.
So this Trevor Coleman
to have a chance to take the lead. They were down 3 times. They were down by 2 possessions 3 times with Mildred at the free throw line.
McCormack 10 for 16 from the free throw line. Trevor Coleman was 2 for 2 in his last trip. He cannot hit the first. Rashad Way fouled out on that play, so even with if Coleman knocks this one down, he's able to get the second. We're tied up at 38. And now the Mildred just had a violation on the inbound pass.
Wow. This is crazy.
Mildred Bulldgos are going to take a timeout. Or rather, McCormack's going to take a timeout because I don't think the Mildred has any left.
Yeah, Mildred doesn't have any left. That might be the last one for McCormack, but they got a chance right now to win the game.
What an unbelievable finish here. And for the Mildred, you got Charles sitting on the bench. You got Way sitting on the bench. You got Gale, who had to come out in the second half.
Perry fouled out also.
Dave Perry also fouled out. For McCormack, you got most of your starters in there except for Searcy. And in Searcy's place is Coleman, who was able to draw that foul and tie this game up.
They had a simple baseline cut by Rodriguez Gruen last time. There it is again.
Get it into Rodriguez Gruen, and it goes off the backboard.
Same play.
And that's it. What a comeback win for the McCormack. Heck of a fourth quarter from Steven Rodriguez Gruen. 9 points in the fourth quarter. 9 huge points in the fourth quarter. 11 overall.
Don't forget the rebounds.
That's right.
I tell you.
They're going to put some more time left on the clock. So they're going to put more time left on the clock. We thought it was over. 1.5 seconds they're going to be put on the clock here for Mildred. How tough is this for these guys to come back out on the floor? You have McCormack, who thinks they've just won the title.
Right.
And now you got the Mildred, who are thinking they have just completely lost the title. Now Mildred doesn't have any timeouts, and they have a second to try to get a shot off here.
All they can do is throw the ball down court.
All Mildred can do is get a tap in here.
Yeah.
So 1.5 seconds left for the Mildred. They can run the baseline. They try for the half-court heave, but it's definitely short. The McCormack come back from a 5-point deficit late in the fourth quarter to defeat the Mildred in the 2018 Boys Middle School Basketball Championship. Boy, what a game here at the Shelburne Center. Unreal.
Well, that's probably the best word to describe this, because so many times you had Mildred at the free throw line, double bonus, with a chance, like you said, to ice it, just to end it. Up 2 possessions. It's a couple of times they're up 4. One time they're up 6. Could have gone to 7 or 8. When they're up 4, could have gone to 5 or 6. Couldn't make the free throws. Kept giving McCormack a little bit of life, and then the big fella took full advantage of not having to fight that height from Mildred, and in the end, he had the most important 2 baskets of the game.
No question. Rodriguez Gruen had 9 points and 7 rebounds in the fourth quarter, and that's why the McCormack was able to take this game home here today, 40-38 over the undefeated Mildred Bulldgos. Folks, going to head to break. When we come back, we will have our player of the game, try to figure out who that is, and our game-winning coach, and our final stats here from the 2018 Boys BPS Middle School Basketball Championship right after these words. Don't go away.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Got a quarter?
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can. Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury. At the conclusion of Game of the Week, the McCormack Panthers took down the Mildred Bulldgos 40-38 in one of the best games we've seen in a long time here on Game of the Week in the boys' 2018 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. And boy, it didn't look great there for McCormack last couple of minutes, but Mr. Steven Rodriguez-Grulin had a phenomenal fourth quarter. Went to work on the boards. He actually got a hand injury for a couple of seconds, but came right back out.
Came back in the game.
Came back in the game.
Scored the last 2 buckets of the game. Made a big free throw to tie the game.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, he's even though he really got beat up a little bit in the first half on the boards by that bigger Mildred Ave team, second half, and mainly, like you said, the fourth quarter, really came through and brought his team a championship.
Phenomenal game for him. He and his head coach and a special friend are with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky. Seth, take it away.
Joined by Steven Rodriguez, his translator Jeremy, and April Roberts at the McCormack School. Steven, first we'll start with that last play. You guys get the ball back with 10 seconds. The ball wasn't supposed to go to you, but it ended up in your hands. What were you aiming to do on that play?
Yo que cuando agarró la pelota, ¿qué quería hacer?
Cuando yo agarré la pelota, yo quería hacer ir al aro y insertar el canasto.
He said he wanted to go to the side and shoot it.
I noticed that your wrist was injured late in the game. What were you telling Coach? I mean, I know that it was hurting, but you wanted to be back in the game.
Que dio al profe cuando se rompió la mano.
Yo le dije que yo estaba bien y quería seguir volviendo al juego.
He said that he felt good and he wanted to keep playing.
What does this mean? You guys trailed pretty much the entire game to come back in the end, and with so many people supporting you and rooting against you, to come out in front of a big crowd.
Cuando estaba en el principio estaba peleando, después regresó, había muchas personas soportándote y sí.
Y cuando yo entré a la cancha pensando en ganar el campeonato.
He said when he entered the court, like he felt like he was going to win it.
Congratulations on a great game, and thank you as well, Jeremy. We'll bring in head coach April Roberts. Coach, obviously Steven had the big basket, but it wasn't just that basket that kept you in the game. He came up with a ton of offensive rebounds and a ton of buckets. Probably didn't explain well enough how big of a game he had. First, can we talk about his performance and how much he meant to this team?
Well, Steven's been consistent for us all year, and he does an excellent job of contesting shots without fouling, and he brings us a presence to the middle that alters shots and makes scorers, rethink what they want to do when they get to the rim. So he's been tremendously important for us in that aspect.
There were a lot of turnovers, there were a lot of tie-ups, but there could have been a lot more if not for your excellent ball handling. How important was that big three of your ball handlers who were able to minimize the turnovers and find your bigs for easy looks?
Yeah, so a lot of our practice is around ball handling because you have to expect that a team as good as Mildred and other teams in our conference are constantly going to bring pressure and traps. So as soon as we start the season, the first thing we're doing is working on ball handling, and that's probably more like half the practice for us.
Both teams had some players foul out. One of your players who had barely played at all came up with a huge free throw to tie it. What were you telling some of your reserves who hadn't seen much time about the possibility of them playing and having to make a big-time basket in front of this crowd?
Well, as we got ready and prepared for the playoffs, we do a lot of game-type situations, so they're used to situations where we're down twos, they have to go to the free throw line, maybe it's 1-on-1, maybe it's 2 shots, maybe they're down, maybe they're up. So a lot of situational basketball in practice that gets them ready for this moment.
Coach, congratulations on the win. It was thrilling and fun to watch.
Thank you.
Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Seth. And certainly we talk about big baskets and big free throws down the stretch. And McCormack shot 11 for 17 from the free throw line. For middle school, that's a good percentage.
It really
at
is.
that age. So.
Especially with the pressure on.
No
Exactly
question.
Right.
No question. Let's take a look at the final stats from this game before we sign off here from the Shelburne Center. And first up, it is the Mildred.
Well, Mildred, Way with 12 points. He had a really good game. He's one of the guys who fouled out, unfortunately, for Mildred. They needed him at the end. Charles, 9 points. He also fouled out. Charles, 15 big rebounds. Most of that in the first half, but he still did some work in the second half also. Smith, his backup, came up with 7 rebounds. Rederick had 6 assists, even though he wasn't able to score much in this game. And Way, like we mentioned, a good all-around game with 3 assists.
Let's take a look at
and
the
for
McCormack final stats.
Tippins kept him in the game early on. He had ended up with 14. Our player of the game, Rodriguez, Gruen, with 11 points and 14 big rebounds. Tippins also added 8 rebounds, so 22 rebounds between those two players. Then the assist in the backcourt, Cersei gave you 4, and Balania, who had a subpar scoring game, came up with 3 assists.
So there you see the stats from both those squads as we just had a phenomenal boys middle school BPS championship game here at the Shelburne Center. And believe me, folks, you're going to want to watch this game again. So if you want to do it online, you go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this season are up on that site. You can also follow us on Facebook. Search for Game of the Week here in Boston on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. That is the conclusion of our 2018 BPS high school and middle school basketball season. I want to thank our entire crew who's done a phenomenal job this season. Everybody was dealing with nor'easters. We were dealing with nor'easters. So it was very tough down the stretch, especially during the state tournament, but our guys did a fantastic job, so I want to thank them. And we certainly want to thank the Boston Public Schools, both middle schools and high schools, and the community centers that provide us with all this access to their gyms so we can set up our equipment. And we want to thank you for following us all along here in the 2018 BPS basketball season. Next time we'll see you, it'll hopefully be warm out in July during the BNBL, right, or I'm moving somewhere else. But for right now, we're going to say so long, folks, here from the Shelburne Center on Game of the Week. Take care.